called to the house, or was there an alert from the child going to a hospital? Can you kind of clear up exactly, you can't tell us exactly what you think happened, but kind of how it went down?
Well, again, I've got to be very careful about discussing the particular facts of this case, but a lot of you have already asked and received some of the face sheets from the police department that outline two particular instances where the police were called to the house. Other than that, I can't go into any more details about it. No, because again, there's an active investigation ongoing separate and apart from the criminal charges, and therefore I've got to be cautious about divulging that information.
You believe a crime occurred, but you can't say who committed the crime. How do you go about trying to learn that information? When do you decide to just stop?
Well, we believe at this point we've asked the police department to do quite a bit of follow-up work. They have concluded their investigation. So at this time, that is why I'm standing before you at this point, is we feel we're at an impasse at this point, and any further investigation would be unnecessary or unwarranted.
Steve, are you going to be able to work with the child protection authorities? I mean, I know you're part of it. I believe you said it was over. But will you work with them in concert with them?
As many of you already know, the Johnson County District Attorney's Office not only is charged with handling criminal investigations, but also, when appropriate, we also deal with child in need of care cases. And I'm not going to either admit or deny the fact that there is one pending, but I'm just going to say that that is part of our duties, is to file those types of cases. And so we work with DCF each and every day in court. So this is something that happens in these types of cases involving children, is you may have a dual track. You may have a track involving the actual child and its welfare, and then a separate track involving potential criminal charges. And that happens all the time.
But you are not, your office is not conducting its own investigation now?
The criminal investigation is concluded. The child protection investigation will continue.
Could the result of the child protection investigation affect any future criminal investigation, or is this decision final?
It's final as of now. If there was any new evidence that could be brought to light, that could always we could reassess that. As most criminal cases in Kansas, it's a 5-year statute of limitations.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You said you're deeply troubled by this situation. How comfortable are you and a child continuing to live in that home?
I can't talk about the child, its placement, or what's going on in that matter. What I can say is the child's safe. And we're troubled because anytime you have a child, you know, one of our primary duties as prosecutors is to protect those who can't protect themselves. And I say this all the time. It's the children and dependent and senior citizens. And so we have even a heightened responsibility to protect those individuals. So it bothers us when we see something that's happened to a child like this, and we can't do anything about it.
Just painting kind of in broad strokes, not necessarily specific to this case, but any case that you've handled where you believe in your heart that a crime has been committed, but you can't file charges, what does that do to you internally?
Well, I mean, it's part of our criminal justice system. And so it happens each and every day across this country, where prosecutors believe they know who's associated with committing a particular crime, but can't prove it. And you know, our criminal justice system is based on the fact that we would rather let guilty people go free than convict innocent people. And that is the premise that we work on, is we have to be absolutely sure in the decisions we make, because it greatly impacts people's civil liberties and their freedoms. And so these are not unique decisions that we make as prosecutors. This is something that happens each and every day across this country.